Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd and I'm angry. Rants! You usually hear about a company being accused of being too controversial or too conservative, but it's very rare for one company to be accused of both things in the same week. Oh, DC Comics, where do I begin? First, it was reported that a couple people left working on the Batwoman comic because Batwoman's a lesbian and she has a domestic partner and they wanted her to marry her domestic partner. Some people at the DC Up and Up said, no, that's not gonna happen. I personally don't know anything about this because I read Archie. However, I love that that's the tipping point for DC Comics to go, no.
We want to create an alternate Earth.
Sure.
We want to completely reboot the DC universe. Call it the New 52.
I like it.
We want to make Jonah Hex a movie.
Sounds good.
And we want to have Batwoman marry another woman.
Hold up. Whoa. Get out, you filthy McNasty. It's strange, you would think that DC Comics would be totally fine with the gay storyline. After all, they made the original Green Lantern gay. Plus, look what they did to Lobo. I'm sorry, I don't know who Lobo is because, like I said, I read Archie. Oh, Jughead, stop eating them burgers. But what makes this story so much fun is the response to why Batwoman can't get married. Heroes shouldn't have personal lives, they're committed to defending others. Oh yeah, because there's no way that a superhero married to another individual could ever create interesting storylines. Like say for example, their partner is attacked by a villain and the superhero has to go fight that villain and it tears a line between justice and vigilante revenge. Or let's say that eventually their partner dies but not from a supervillain but from an accident or a natural cause. Something that the superhero could not stop or do anything about and now has to decide how to protect the world when it's a world that they no longer feel comfortable with because they do not have the love that they can share anymore in that world. Oh no, these are boring stories. I tell you what isn't boring. Reggie is about to play a prank on Archie here that will give Reggie the opportunity to ask Veronica to the spring sock hop. Oh, that Archie, such compelling storylines. Also, Archie had a gay character that married a black man in an issue that sold out completely despite protests. So let me just point this out to you. Archie Comics, more progressive than DC Comics, and yet they have never had a big screen movie. I wonder how Ben Affleck would look as Archie. Meanwhile, on the controversial side of DC Comics, let's have a contest where you could be an artist for the new Harley Quinn comic book. All you gotta do is draw Harley Quinn naked in a bathtub trying to commit suicide. Enter now, kids. Yes, DC Comics is also drawing fire for asking up-and-coming artists to draw a 4-panel strip of Harley Quinn, but that 4-panel strip all involves Harley Quinn trying to commit suicide, the last of which throwing electrical appliances into a bathtub that she is in completely nude. So yes, the same DC Comics who doesn't want Batwoman to get married because superheroes shouldn't have personal lives also want you to draw a comic strip of Harley Quinn trying to kill herself, possibly for personal reasons. You remember those art instruction school commercials? How would you feel if the art instruction school was like, alright, we want you to draw a turtle. Now we want you to draw a bear. Now we want you to draw the turtle, but the bear while Bob Hope watches. You know, for art. This is insane. How could you honestly ask for this and not expect a backlash? I'm almost thinking that you did this on purpose just so people would talk about your comic. And once again, the best part of this, the response. We were thinking of a Mad Magazine / Looney Tunes approach. Well, in their defense, a lot of the Looney Tunes characters don't wear clothes. But naked suicide is not a Looney Tunes approach to the DC universe. This is a Looney Tunes approach to the DC universe. Super season. Bat season. Super season. Bat season. Super season. Super season. Bat season. Fire Joker. Besides, why would you want to mix Looney Tunes with superheroes? They've already done that once and failed. And I will personally take a Mad Magazine approach to your comic strip, and that I will fold the left and right sides together so I don't have to see any of that shit. Look, I think it's a great idea to have a contest to find new comic book artists, but you could just have them draw a Harley Quinn pinup or a test panel or something just more general like that. Because it's all about context. Sure, you could have suicide and nudity in your comic books. Comic books are known to have a dark tone at times. But those tones are done by people who are already employed by the company and have to take certain procedures and a code of conduct. You can at least hope that it has some kind of relevance to the story. So for me, the issue is not the specific drawing that you want, but that you're asking every Joe Schmo out there to draw this specific controversial image. You're opening a touchy subject like that to people who are possibly classless, unprofessional, or just downright perverted. And they're gonna make blatant, terrible images for this contest or just for fun. By advertising that you want people to draw one of your most popular female characters naked in an attempted suicide just so they can get hired, you're just telling people like, hey, if you want to be part of the comic book world, you have to draw nudity and controversial sexualized images. And we all know that no one gets popular by being naked and controversial. I quit. See, this is why I read Archie. Rants! Now I want to hear from you. If you could marry any fictional character, who would it be and why? And if you want to see a clothed Harley Quinn and other DC characters, you can check out my gaming channel, Sword and Shell, where me and Katie Wilson play Injustice video game fights. Be sure to tickle that thumbs up button to let me know you like this video, share it with your friends, and if you're new here, subscribe. I make new videos every week. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Addy 5000. Chain chomp, yomp.